Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Here with Glen Kellaway from the basement as we continue our Top 10 Tuesday series. Today we're going to do Top 10 Favorite Guitarists. Not necessarily the best, but a personal slant. I'm going to give credit to Sam St. John, aka Americana Sam. He did this a couple weeks ago. He made it his own list of his own personal style and favorites, and I thought it was a great idea. So Glenn and I stole it, and we're going to do it this week. As usual, Glenn will do his 10 through 6, then myself, and then we'll go down one by one individually till we get to the top of the list. So, Glenn, what do you got? 10 through 6, favorite guitars.
Thank you, Rich, and thank you, Sam. Great idea. 10 through 6. Okay. Everybody's going to think my list is whacked out, but what can you do? One of the great acoustic guitar players of all time, one of the most influential guitar players of all time, doesn't get enough love as far as I'm concerned, is Bert Jansch, who was in a band called Pentangle.
Yep.
Kind of a whole big part of that British folk scene of the 60s that was kind of going on at the same time the rock scene was going on. It was a whole different world there. And I mean, you count the people who emulated this guy: Neil Young, Jimmy Page, Donovan. They all, just name three that just, if it wasn't for Bert Jansch, I don't know if these guys know how to play guitar. And especially hear it in the first Zeppelin album, Rocky Mountains Side, is a total ripoff of a Bert Jansch tune. Great guitar player. That's my number 10. My number 9. I'm going with 9, and I could have these 8, 9, 9, 8. I don't care. I'm going with the one of my favorite bands of all time, the Allman Brothers, and Dickie Betts and Duane Allman. I just love both their playing so much. I think if I was making a list of the greatest guitar players of all time, Duane Allman is number 1 for me. Hendrix would be number 2. He's got such a resume, Allman, with the session work he did, and just the playing together with the Allman Brothers was just absolutely fabulous. Dickie Betts and Duane Allman, 8 and 9.
Perfect.
And I'll show you this too. I pulled this out too. Dickie Betts, Richard Betts solo album, which is kind of a more of a country record, but there's a song on here called Hand Picked. It's 14 minutes long. It's just great, just picking with Vassar Clements on the fiddle, and it's just freaking amazing song. Worth owning the album. Number 7 ties in with the Allman Brothers because he was a member, and his uncle was the drummer. That would be Derek Trucks. Man, I think he's just... I've seen him live like 3 times now, and when I see him, I go, I think he's better than Duane. Like, I think he's getting... Wow. That's scary to say, but he is such a great guitar player. Tedeschi Trucks Band is one of my favorite bands. This is an album that just came out, which I highly recommend. Tedeschi Trucks with Leon Russell, recorded in 2015, but just released. They're doing the Mad Dogs and Englishmen album revisited. It's fantastic. If you love that album, or any of the Joe Cocker stuff, it is so good. So that's my number 7. And my number 6. Oh, yeah, I wanted to show this too. There's Derek Trucks playing in the Allman Brothers. This is a later Allman Brothers album called Hittin' the Note, which is absolutely fantastic. It's as good as any early Allman Brothers album. Wow. So worth checking that out, with Warren Haynes and Derek Trucks playing. My number 6 is the incredible genius Frank Zappa. I love his guitar playing. It's just incredible, man. The guy can just solo away on anything. He's so good, and he's such a musical... I mean, he's just incredible, this guy's mind. But Zappa's guitar playing is incredible. That's my number 6.
Very good. I'm glad you recognized Dickie Betts, too, because he sort of gets buried under the Allman...
Yeah. Fabulous guitar player.
Duane Allman gets a lot of the credit, even though he wasn't around for the whole run, obviously. But Dickie Betts, I like his voice too. Very soothing.
And if it wasn't for Dickie Betts, the Allman Brothers, I don't think they would have continued. I think he picked them up by the bootstrings, and he had to play all the slide stuff. He had to learn all Duane's parts. I mean, you know, it's crazy.
Excellent. All right, my 10 are again, they're my favorites, not necessarily the best. I left some obvious ones off that most people would say, why don't you have Hendrix? Where's Jimmy Page? Where's Keith Richards? Well, they're not on my list.
Those
Love
old
them all.
fossils.
Love them all, but they didn't. Even Robbie Robertson, who I really like his style of guitar playing, he didn't make my list. He came in 11th. Number 10, Mark Knopfler of Dire Straits. This is making movies, which he has that distinctive style. You know, it's Mark Knopfler playing.
I love guitar players like that who the first note you can tell who they are. That's the signature sound is so important.
It is important, and that's one of the criteria of making my list here. I love this sequencing of Tunnel of Love, Romeo and Juliet, Skate Away, Espresso Love, Solid Rock. They're all great songs. And then you got the whole Brothers in Arms things, which really made them superstars with Money for Nothing and all those songs. But Mark Knopfler, great guitar player. He makes my number 10.
That's my favorite Dire Straits album, by the way.
Oh, good. Number 9, The Edge of U2. Another distinct sound. You know, he had so much with that. With New Year's Day and Sunday Bloody Sunday, they were on the earlier album, but on this you've got Where the Streets Have No Name, and I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For, and Bullet the Blue Sky. He has a wonderful guitar playing on that. So I went with The Edge at number 9. Number 8, Lindsey Buckingham of Fleetwood Mac makes my list. Guitar picking, he can play it
fabulous.
A rock style. He can do country. He can do acoustic as well as anybody, like Never Going Back Again and Go Your Own Way, which is a rockin' tune, The Chain, so forth. Even on the earlier album, I'm So Afraid is a great song off the Fleetwood Mac. You know, he jams on that. I happened to see them live a couple times back in the day, and he's got a good stage presence as well. Real good guitar player. Number 7, the late, great Stevie Ray Vaughan makes my list. This is with his band Double Trouble, Texas Flood, Pride and Joy, Texas Flood, the title track, Rude Mood, Love Struck Baby. I happened to see him on the PBS series, Austin City Limits. He's sweating. He's playing behind his back. He's doing all these gymnastics with the guitar, and everything sounds great. Again, his own style, blues rock.
Tragic passing. It would have been interesting to see where Stevie Ray would have gone. I think he might have had the I think he would have moved on maybe from the total blues rock thing, and maybe he just was getting too good.
He was too good. Yeah, he died in a helicopter crash or something?
Yeah, sadly.
And I think he was in his 30s, late 30s, maybe.
Yeah. I saw him on a triple bill with Jeff Beck, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and Jeff Healey.
Wow,
it was amazing.
And all 3 are gone now, right?
Yeah.
Number 6. This is a personal pick. Terry Kath of.
I was going to pick him.
He makes my number 6. The early Chicago sound, this album and the second album, that's their peak for me.
Yeah.
They got a little poppy and soft rocky after that, but 25 or 6 to 4, Make Me Smile off the second album. And does anybody know what time it is? Beginnings, Question 67, 68. Those are all wonderful.
Great vocalist too, not just an amazing guitar player.
Soulful vocalist. He's got that, depth to his voice. I love everything about him.
The only thing he did wrong is he should have paid somebody to clean his guns.
Yeah. Never clean your guns on what? New Year's Eve? I mean, that was a horrible.
If you have money, get somebody to clean them for you.
Yeah. That's it. So let's go to number 5.
Okay, now we're doing 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2.
Yeah.
One each.
Yep.
Number 5. This is just in the last, I'd say, 3 years. This guy has moved into one of my favorite guitar players of all time. It's Steve Hackett from Genesis, and I fell in love with Steve basically through his solo live albums, where he takes all the old Genesis songs. Because I wasn't a huge Genesis fan at the time, and now I am, but because he added so much guitar punch to the songs that I think they lacked back in the 70s when they came out. But he is a phenomenal guitar player. I mean, just fantastic. This was just released where he does songs from The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway and some of his solo stuff. But just an amazing guitar player. I'm going to see him on October 7th at Massey Hall for the second time. Very excited. Steve Hackett, fantastic. Number 4.
I'm going to do 5, and then we'll go 4.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No problem. My number 5.
I'm taking over.
It's the Glen Kellaway from the Basement
Yeah,
Show.
yeah, get out of here.
We don't give a crap about your opinion anyway. All right, number 5 for me. I went with an easy pick because I've seen this guy, and I admire the way he just takes over the stage. John Fogerty, Creedence Clearwater Revival. Not only is he a great songwriter, but he's a heck of a guitarist.
Yeah.
This is his first. I have all his solo albums. There's his first one. And you got Centerfield, Blue Moon Swamp, which is a great album. Revival, Deja Vu All Over Again, and Wrote a Song for Everyone. These are all good standalone albums without the Creedence backing. And, of course, this one here, The Long Road Home, which is a combination of all his hits from Creedence and solo stuff. I mean, those riffs on Born on the Bayou and Running Through the Jungle and Who Will Stop the Rain all feature great guitar work. Up Around the Bend, Green River, goes on. And then his solo career is no slouch either. So he's my number 5, John Fogerty.
And how about his guitar work in Ramble Tamble? Oh.
Ramble Tamble.
Oh.
Probably the best song on that album, which is full with hits. That wasn't released as a single, but it should have been.
When I saw him live, when he did that, I just lost my mind.
He played it live when I saw him too. It was unbelievable.
Ugh.
And the hardcore Creedence fans, of course, they're going gaga because you don't get that every night, you know?
Yeah.
Number 4.
Number 4, probably most of you have never heard of this guy, but he's just phenomenal. One of my favorite bands, Widespread Panic. This is my favorite Widespread Panic album, Ain't Life Grand. And the guitar player is Michael Hauser. Sadly, Michael passed in 2002 from cancer at a young age. But what a phenomenal guitar player. The guy just plays. You listen to any of the live stuff from previous to 2002, like they release all these archive series. This one's the first one, and he's just amazing, incredible guitar player. Just shot up on my list of favorites.
I don't know
Michael Hauser.
I have to admit, I don't know the name or Widespread Panic, so I'll have to check that out. Number 4, best known for Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Mike Campbell, who released these 3 Dirty Knobs albums. I just love his playing, and I love his, at being Tom Petty's sidekick. I mean, you can't think of one without the other for me. He had so much to the Heartbreakers, and then, of course, Mudcrutch. He's got a couple albums with them, and he's done side work with Stevie Nicks and Don Henley, and joined Fleetwood Mac for a short time when they had their problems. Didn't last long, but Mike Campbell, if you haven't heard these 3 albums here, Reckless Abandon, External Combustion, and Vagabonds, Virgins, and Misfits, all solid. And I wanted to put them on my list somewhere. Didn't make the top.
The guy's a riff machine, man. He wrote how many of those like classic Petty riffs?
Most of them.
I don't know how many he actually wrote and Petty wrote, but I mean, I'm sure he was involved in a lot of them, and they're so classic. They're fantastic.
Yeah. Love it. Number 3.
Oh, woke me up. With 3?
Yes.
I think I had a mini stroke there.
That's all right.
Number 3. It's actually my favorite guitar player right now, my favorite guy in the world. I have such a man crush on this guy. He's just the most incredible guitar player on earth right now. And I'm wearing his hat. Billy Strings.
He's the guy I was talking about that was going to make your
list. My God. You can't. I'm going to see him again in November for the 5th time. And I will crawl on crooked glass to go see him if he's anywhere. Just incredible. And not only is just like known as, but taking really bluegrass music and taking it to such a a stage, like he's playing hockey arenas full with 18,000 people in them, and he's filming them. Like and people are just so into it. And then he'll break out into War Pigs or a Zeppelin song or something like that. He can play anything. He's just an incredible musician.
And he's real young, right? Isn't he in his 20s? He's young.
He's 30.
Oh, he's 30, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a couple of clips of him. He is a true talent. I mean,
incredible.
Yeah. Number 3 for me, yeah, this is old school, but I have to put him on the list pretty high up. And that's Eric Clapton, playing with Cream and Blind Faith and Derek and the Dominoes, his own solo career, test of time. I mean, his work stands for the body work stands for itself. I mean, whether it be Slow Hand or 461 Ocean Boulevard. One of my favorite albums of his is Journeyman.
Me too.
I think it's a fantastic. And then he does the unplugged bit, so he can play the slow ballads. He can play the hard rock, whatever you want, blues rock. Multi-talented, personality aside, I think he's one of the greats of all time. So I'm putting him at number 3.
That's awesome. Out of all the those kind of classic 60s guitar players, Page, Plant, or Page and Beck and Clapton and Hendrix and Alvin Lee and whoever, all of those you can mention. Clapton's my favorite.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
I love him. I think he's great. And he's got the greatest resume in the history of music.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Fantastic.
Nobody can touch it. It's really strong.
Nobody. My number 2 is my favorite dude who ever lived. And that would be Jerry Garcia.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Grateful Dead. This is actually a pretty good comp. The very best of Jerry Garcia, where he does a lot of solo stuff, a few live tracks, but just really good stuff. This is great. It's a Rhino collection. Highly recommend it. But I just love his playing. I love that Jerry never played the same thing twice. I love that he had a guitar in his hand 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If the Dead weren't playing, he was playing in the Jerry Garcia band, or he was doing something on somebody's record, or he just lived to play music and always discovering a new way to play a song. You never heard the same lead twice. I mean, he could play anything. He could play jazz. He could play bluegrass. He could play folk. He could play rock, blues, whatever. Phenomenal guitar player, and I think the coolest dude that ever walked the planet.
Great one.
That's my number 2.
It wouldn't be a Glen's list without Zappa and Garcia. They have to be on the list. And rightfully so. My number 2, another one of these versatile guys, Neil Young. I love his playing. He can play the slow or the country style of, let's say, Heart of Gold, or rock it up with Cowgirl in the Sand, or any of these unbelievable tunes. And of course, Buffalo Springfield songs come to mind as well. Crazy Horse, great band he led. I like Down by the River and Cinnamon Girl. Ohio, what an anthem that is for that time. Amazing stuff. And it goes all the way till today, really. I mean, if you stay with them. I know you like some of the more offbeat albums, like
He's
On the
still
Beach.
doing it. On the Beach is my favorite.
I know. That's a good one. I like the After the Gold Rush, that high-pitched voice, and it takes you back to a place and time like no one else. Very versatile, and that's why I'm putting Neil on the list at number 2.
Did you happen to watch Farm Aid on the weekend on CNN?
I caught only his part. I missed the early part. I saw Neil. He's tearing it up, man.
Yeah, he still is.
He still is. I missed all the earlier stuff, so I don't know who was on besides him.
Dave Matthews' set was pretty good. Dylan was on.
Was Mellencamp on? Because I heard he was on the bill.
Mellencamp was good.
I missed him.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I would like to have seen
He did the hits. He did Small Town and Paper and Fire and Jack and Diane, I think.
Probably so,
He did the hits.
But I caught it right when Neil was on, and I was glad I did.
I PVR'd it, so I was watching it.
Good.
My number 1 is just a guy that I learned so much about music from, and just think he's just probably the most well-rounded guitar player that ever lived, and that's Ry Cooder.
There you go.
Great album, Paradise and Lunch, from the 70s. I consider Rye more of a musicologist than a guitar player. Like, I mean, he just knows about every kind of music on earth, and he'll play in African stuff, he'll play world music, he'll play, go down to Cuba and did all that stuff with whatever they called that. Remember that? I can't remember what they called that thing. It was a big hit. And then his own stuff where he does, folk, country, blues, he big influence on the Rolling Stones. Just an amazing guitar player. And I know you're a movie buff. Ry Cooder soundtracks.
And he's done a bunch of them, yeah.
Oh my God. The Long Riders, which is my favorite Western.
It's a good one.
Paris, Texas.
Yep.
Alamo Bay, Crossroads, great kind of blues movie there. Blue City, Johnny Handsome, and Trespass. They're all on this set, and they're all fantastic.
That's a nice thing to have there. Yeah, that's
kind of a acoustic guitar playing all through. It's just so good. You can put in any of these and just sit back and relax and listen to it. It's great music.
Chill music. I should have saw that one coming, because I've heard you say before Ry Cooder's your favorite guitar player, and it slipped my mind. I thought it was going to be Billy Strings, but glad to see Ry make the top of the still maintain
number one.
Always number one. My number one is kind of weird, I guess, because you wouldn't think I would have this guy at the top, but I love his guitar playing, and that's Joe Walsh.
Oh, yeah.
My favorite guitar player. I don't care if it's from the early days, Funk 49, my God, James Gang, Walk Away, another riff heavy guy. It's Joe Walsh.
Mm-hmm.
Rocky Mountain Way, Help Me Make It Through the Night, Life's Been Good. I like the song All Night Long, Life of Illusion, all these hits. And then he joins the Eagles and adds a little punch to their sound as well. I know you're not as big of the Eagles later, but I still like Life in the Fast Lane and some of those tunes. And he adds that double guitar on Hotel California on stage, which is magical. So Joe Walsh is at the top. I had a hard time leaving Clapton and Neil off the main.
Yeah, Joe Walsh is a great pick. I mean, he's an awesome guitar player, and I love his acoustic playing more than his electric playing.
His acoustic playing is underrated. It really is. He doesn't get love for that, but it's excellent.
Yeah. And he's a good songwriter. It doesn't get credit for it.
And he's got I would say it's an obtuse kind of voice, or a nasally kind of twang to his voice, but it still works in connection with the songs he's playing.
My biggest issue with Joe and the Eagles is the fact that when he became an Eagle, he kind of abandoned his own music. You think all the great albums he put out with James Gang and Barnstorm and Smoker You Drink and The Player You Get, So What? You could name a bunch of albums that are just fantastic. Then he joins the Eagles, and then his solo career really suffered. I mean, he made a ton of money, and he became, world famous beyond your wildest dreams. And I'm sure he's made a ton of money, but I just loved his early stuff so much, and then I missed it because it was gone.
Yeah. Yeah, and he was only contributing maybe one song per Eagles album.
Yeah.
Not that there were that many of them. So his career did suffer because he wasn't putting out the output, like you said, on those solo albums.
I'm sure his bank account is quite full.
Oh, he's a wealthy man as we speak.
And they hang around with Ringo.
That's right. Aren't they brother-in-laws or something?
Yeah.
Both married to Bach sisters. Good for them. Anyway, that'll wrap it up. Hope you enjoyed it. Give us some of your favorites in the comments that we left out. Always like to hear, a little counterpoint to what we have to offer. Go check out Glen Kellaway from the Basement. Subscribe, please, if you haven't already. We'll be back next week with some another top 10 list. For Glenn, this is Rich. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye.